Get the fuck out of here, Brenda. Scram, you whore.
You know what's awesome? Netflix. Netflix has everything a person needs to chill. Cartoons such as Hilda and Captain Underpants, original movies like The Mitchells vs. the Machines and Carry On, and then when it comes to the content they acquired, you bet that you'll find the show or movie that you want. Most of the time, where the fuck is Penguins of Madagascar? When it comes to a Netflix original series, as in live action content that is not animated, what show comes to your mind? Oh, but let's go before that, to one of the very first Netflix shows. Back to the days when an actor known as Kevin Spacey could do no wrong.
The office of Yes, here we go again.
He was one of the most beloved actors known for being the president of the US, Jonathan Irons, Lex Luthor, this bug, and this guy. Then it all came crashing down like a flock of cards, while the upside down became stronger.
Everything is your fault.
What the hell happened? Netflix needs no introduction, as it was originally a rental service where you could rent movies with no late fees. The story goes that in 1997, Netflix founder Reed Hastings was charged $44 for renting the film Apollo 13, and so he devised his own service where you could rent movies with no late fees. With that, Netflix, derived from the word network and flicks, took off. By 2011, Netflix was looking for other ways to expand its service. Enter film director David Fincher.
I think people are perverts.
David Fincher is known for directing classics like Fight Club, Zodiac, and Seven. His style includes a very notable film technique when it comes to lighting, with him saying that the color of the lighting will make the scene and character feel unnatural. Other filmmaking techniques he uses include being influenced by film noir, his camera work being influenced by the character movement, and its more cynical tone.
One of the many.
With that style, David Fincher was a perfectionist, and that perfectionism expanded beyond film. Fincher showed interest in a television series, believing that something of this long form could be used to explore complex characterizations that film doesn't have time to cover. His television of choice? House of Cards. House of Cards is a political thriller about a corrupt politician who does whatever he can to become the prime minister. It is considered to be one of the best British shows ever made, but there's a problem. It's British, they love tea so much, they call french fries chips, a parking lot a car park, we want to be America! And so the British Prime Minister became the President of the United States. We need an actor to be him. Enter Kevin Spacey.
What you're seeing is advanced warfare.
Kevin Spacey is an Academy Award-winning actor known for his talent across multiple films, but like every other actor, you're bound to something terrible now and then. Sometimes really awful. But I wouldn't say that being stuck in a body of a cat would ruin your career. Also kind of Zachary Levi, but still, Kevin Spacey was a beloved actor. The key word being was. That's right, it's time to come out of the closet. In 2017, things were looking up for Kevin Spacey. He was in an Edgar Wright movie, House of Cards was Netflix's signature show, and he still had a good career list.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I remember him most as Bobby Darin. Like, you can't deny that this is some good singing. But enter Anthony Rapp. Anthony Rapp is another actor known for his role in Rant. In 1986, Anthony alleged that Kevin Spacey made unwarranted advances to him when he was 14 and Kevin was 26. Kevin denied this allegation and, in a move that's sure to ruin the reputation of gay people, claims to not remember this encounter, apologized if said encounter happened, and then came out as a gay man.
Yes, here we go again.
Regardless of what people believe was true or not, let's just say that even gay celebrities didn't like his response. George Takei, Wanda Sykes, Lance Bass, and Billy Eichner were among those who said, no, you don't come out as gay if allegations of assault occurred.
I love you.
Oh! If that wasn't bad enough for Spacey, 15 other people came forward with their allegations of assault by Spacey, which includes the crew of House of Cards, Harry Dreyfus, the son of Richard Dreyfus, and several others. That's not counting those outside the industry like the Old Vic Theater, where as many as 20 individuals accused Spacey of misconduct.
The people are angry.
Spacey was not found guilty on all counts due to the statute of limitations, death, and even one accuser who refused to identify himself as he wished to remain anonymous. Said anonymity prevented him from pursuing the case further. In more recent years, Kevin Spacey was alleged to have ties with child sex offenders Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. He has called for the files to be released, and he has sunk back since then. Whether or not you believe the allegations are true or not, this story ruined Kevin's reputation. He was removed from House of Cards, with it being largely rewritten for its final season.
We're just getting started.
Netflix canceled his biographical film based on Gore Vidal. His role in All the Money in the World had been replaced and reshot, and his last film before the allegations came to light performed miserably with only $126 made in its domestic opening day, and it ended its run with a domestic gross of $618. I mean, it's better than Zizek's Road.
Ooh, That's kind of small.
Since he lived long enough to become a real-life villain to the public, Kevin Spacey faded into obscurity, making YouTube videos denying said allegations. While he was not found guilty by the court of law, his reputation has been ruined, maybe permanently. He has since appeared in smaller European films that no one has watched, and we're not gonna watch.
Because now, I'm driving it.
But in 2024, Kevin Spacey would star in an American film that also no one had watched, but it was his attempt at making a comeback to film. It should also be known that he's writing a film that's intended to be a franchise called Hollow Guards, but I had never heard of it until looking up the information for this video. And it has Ivan Drago, Roman, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead for the cast. It looks like some video you would find on YouTube. And this was $10 million by the way. But back to the American film that no one watched, which was Kevin Spacey's comeback attempt. Peter 5'8". Before we get into the movie, can we just say that it's just sad seeing Kevin Spacey degrade into an awful piece of crap movie? PSA, don't come out as gay when you're accused of misconduct towards people of your same gender. And also don't be a cat.
And now, here I am, president of the...
Geezer teaches that only the few have watched. You know, I'm surprised Kevin didn't go the Chris Savino route, coming out as a born-again Christian and join a conservative media outlet. Kevin became a pariah to everyone, while Chris just pushed the woke away and embraced right-wing politics. There were also rumors of him being homeless, living in Airbnbs and hotel rooms, but Kevin has denied said rumors by saying that he was working tirelessly.
I've been working nearly non-stop this entire year.
Since he is a pariah even to the LGBT community, the only people who will take Kevin in are the smaller films you never heard of, such as Peter 5'8". Peter 5'8" is about a real estate agent being targeted by an assassin played by Kevin Spacey. Despite the real estate agent being described as an alcoholic, Kevin Spacey sounds more drunk than the real estate agent.
I'm not here to kill you. If I was, you'd be dead already.
Sorry, I need another shot of Everclear. But then comes the biggest problem. You're looking at it. I get that these people were on a budget and corners had to be cut, but this ain't it, Chief. Look at how ugly this film looks. It looks like a B film that was shot in 1986. It looks like something you would see James DeWin and Birdemic do. Apparently the budget for this one was around $5 million to $10 million, but you also know what was around that budget? The Saw films. As for Spacey... Yeah. Not gonna be a problem buying a house here at all. Hey! I can't hear you. Everyone sounds like they're mumbling as if they want to skip the quality of this film. And then there are the blood effects. Is it paint or ketchup? You could buy fake blood pretty cheaply. It makes Blood and Honey look like Friday the 13th. And that's just the trailer. I can only imagine how much of a liability became from this. We haven't even gone to the opening logos, which is such a choice. Ah, Mark Grayson worked on the movie. I wonder where Omni-Man is. Better text him. Where the fuck are you, alien? You also notice that the opening logos go by really fucking fast too, and it jump cuts to one logo to another without any reason. Plus, the opening text just pops in. I can fix it for you in just 10 seconds with the experience of Mordecai and Rigby. Okay, so I'm recording this live right now. Here I am, just making sure this thing gets fully edited. All right, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this section. Put it right here. And there we go. Whoa! Also, for those who are curious, I looked up this biblical quote to see if it was correct. It's kinda and not accurate at the same time. It looks like they were trying to speak like Shakespeare, but can only go so far as to say at the end of some words sound fancy. Also, to add to that, the quote is way too confusing and is ultimately meaningless. We're already less than a minute in and I want to give up.
Sorry.
It starts with an overview of a forest. All that happens in less than a minute of the movie, by the way. And I don't want to bully the font, but how am I going to read this if I don't know cursive? A film by Michael Zyko Hall. Or is it Hali? Are we too harsh on Comic Sans? The very first thing we see is a real estate agent giving a couple a tour of their new house. Not only does it seem boring, but everything sounds like it was recorded through ADR.
We like to think of ourselves as modern folk. Well, in that case, my queens.
After that, this old woman says not to sell the house to the couple because... reasons. We then head to a gas station where we meet the man, the infamous, the disgraced Kevin Spacey. And I'm only using these terms because that's what everyone calls Spaceys nowadays. Kevin Spacey asks a gas station owner about the identities of a man and a woman, and he's like, it's gonna cost ya.
I want $100 in Bitcoin.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Really? Does Bitcoin make the world go round? Besides, Kevin just offers $50 in cash, which is essentially the budget just to hire him. We then come back to the real estate agent, and she lives with this guy who can't get a job. Of course, the acting is atrocious.
You know,
The characters speak like they want to sound like a 1930s style film.
Every day you just sit on that damn couch.
Too bad it's 2024 when this film came out. After a fight scene,
Fuck you.
Haha, you missed!
we then jump to a Euphoria-like scene where the real estate agent drinks, and then we come back to her workday at the real estate office. We're like 15 minutes in, and already Kevin Spacey, the infamy of the man, was the best part of the movie. Everything else was just boring. I'm not one of those high-end critics, but everything just puts me to sleep. This movie runs for 100 minutes, but it feels like 100 fucking hours. Where's the conflict? Oh, there it is. Kevin is photographing the real estate agent. And then why is he narrating? If it were a comedy movie, maybe it would be more understandable for a humorous effect.
Fellas, do you mind?
Or if it were meant to have some form of triumph, maybe this would be more justified. Apparently, we see him writing in his journal, which may explain it, but there's still no reason for narration in the scene. We then go to Kevin Spacey stalking the real estate agent's house. Now, thankfully, the movie cinematography looks a lot better than how the trailer portrayed, but it's still kind of flat. Then this woman talks about the real estate agent and her husband. They do not get along. We then come back to the real estate agent, and it implies that this woman is a homophobe.
I know what type you two are.
Gods, can something happen already? Anyway, this repairman discovers a gas leak. I wonder who, Kevin Spacey.
Your husband is looking for you.
Kevin loves to stalk this woman. To the store, to his hideout, to this place with a helipad. God, this movie is so boring. I would rather sit through the Game Awards than this shit, because at least the games announced can be interesting hidden gems. But now Kevin Spacey lives across the street from the real estate agent. She is not having it.
Details. I want details.
Already, we're 30 minutes in, and I want to shut it off. This is so boring that I cannot remember anyone's name. I can't even remember Kevin Spacey's name. I can't remember anything other than this man, who in the eyes of this woman, is stalking her. There's only one reason why you're watching this movie, and that's because Kevin Spacey is in it.
Details.
Playing a guy with that gun. But there are plenty of movies and video games where Kevin Spacey is the bad guy that you could watch right now that are far better than this. Did somebody order a slice of kryptonite? In the next scene, we finally learn Kevin Spacey's name. Peter. But I will still call him Kevin Spacey because there's no way in hell I'll remember that. The only interesting thing here is that he's talking to this guy through a TV screen like a video chat. But why a TV screen? Couldn't you just use a laptop and FaceTime him? They talk about the real estate agent and her coworker, and they end the call in the way that you normally would not end a call. Okay, that was interesting. I should do that transition for the next scene. We then go for a drink at the bar. The real estate agent walks around for a bit, and then Kevin Spacey comes in like Bobby Darin. You remember Beyond the Sea featuring him? He also directed, wrote, produced, and even used his own voice for the songs.
I mean, just imagine. Bobby Darin and
Kevin Spacey. Because this movie is so boring, you just wish Kevin Spacey would show up dressed as Lex Luthor and scream at this woman, "You're wrong!" You just wish a zombie grasshopper would emerge from a dead bird's belly and come back to eat everyone's heads, because that shit would be far more entertaining than this pool of nothingness. Watching this, I have to doubt if it was worth a video to talk about because there's nothing here for me to watch. The movie is fucking boring. We are a third of the way in, and only 2 scenes felt major. Let's get out of the way here. He is the villain of the movie, and he sucks as a bad guy. Sure, Jonathan Irons in COD Advanced Warfare pulled the stupid move of, I'm not gonna kill you because I'm no monster card, even though he killed someone else to make a profit. But then again, we need to drop him. Actually, no, he still thinks he's Bobby Darin. His singing voice is the only thing that makes me want to watch it. Somewhere beyond the sea, he's there waiting for me. Kev Spacey stands on golden sand,
Costa Rica, perhaps.
and watches the public that rejects him. Bobby Darin grabs the real estate agent by the shoulders and says this.
The world is cruel to those whose secrets are exposed.
What?
The world is cruel to those whose secrets are exposed.
What the hell did he say? It's just and then Bobby Darin sings. Into a ride. And this scene lasts for a whole 2 minutes. Why can't something atrocious happen like in Birdemic? Because it's much more fun to rip on it because it's awful and atrocious and stinky. But this is just fucking boring. It's boring. It's boring.
My friends and I are heading to a table in the back.
Oh, by the way, that's the actor stumbling with her lines, but the director let that take in because it looked natural to him. Anyway, Kevin Spacey plays it straight and hooks it with this woman. And more, This scene lasts for about 3 minutes. 5 minutes were wasted. That's like 5% of this movie. We're not even halfway through the movie. Where is the conflict beside Kevin Spacey moving in? All I know is that he's a creep, both in the film and maybe in real life.
You know, I can always smell it on you.
Oh no, I lied. The real estate agent is an alcoholic.
You're an alcoholic.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Well, that's a strong accusation, Willoughby.
I mean, you were at the bar earlier, and while it is clear the coworker is invading her privacy, we saw what we saw. Anyway, let's assault the coworker because he has a sweet tooth.
I'm a bit concerned about your relationship with Twinkies.
Why is she speaking like this? Was there no direction beyond just sounding like Nicole from Gumball when she gets angry? I speak like this because I'm angry. I am so angry that I will eat my shoe. No. We then cut to a family man with a boy who gets a letter from Kev Min Space-Wee, and then he looks at the real estate agent. Speaking of the real estate agent, she goes to this man who looks like the gas station owner from the opening and confronts him about Kev Min Space-Wee. Yes, grab him by the shirt. That's how bound to get everyone's attention, including Spacey, who's in your house.
Come into my house!
So remember this family man from earlier? This person was her former husband, but then she left him. Finally, halfway through the movie, we learn the real estate agent's identity.
Lydia.
She was a jazz singer, and she catches her former husband cheating on her, and then she storms off to drink.
This isn't what you think.
Not what I think. I saw you making out with her.
Should this be a film class 101 on how not to have acting and dialogue? It feels like I'm watching a school play, or a student film whose director robbed the bank to finance it. Once again, I don't think any direction was given, compared to this fight scene in The Penguin, which felt more natural. There's more yelling, more cursing, and I felt like a fight was going on. Is this one choreographed dancing?
Enough!
Again, they likely got random people on the street and then Kev Min Space-Wee because no one was hiring him because he's a gay in the public, and then just told them to improvise everything. Anyway, the real estate agent drives home drunk and commits a hit and run. Lady, did you not look both ways before crossing the street? And this editing is top notch. Anyway, after the hit and run, the real estate agent leaves her former husband and changes her identity. So the dark secret that Kev Min Space-Wee is after, she killed a woman, and Kev Min Space-Wee is not happy about it. Why?
It's blank.
I don't know, they never reveal it in the scene. There are more Euphoria-like scenes later, and pointlessly connecting with Kev Min Space-Wee and this other woman.
Peter, you hear that? I'm matching the sound.
I can't be bothered to remember her name, but maybe something will be interesting about this. I want action! In the trailer, Kevin is wielding a sniper rifle and speaks to his client through an encrypted network in his mansion. This is the kind of movie you would see for John Wick. In fact, why don't we copy John Wick? Oh yeah, because this movie sucks and it's boring. I wonder what would happen if we hired someone else to saw Kev Min Space-Wee. Like maybe Liam Neeson, Gerard Butler, Bruce Willis. Anyway, Kev Min Space-Wee talks to his client. And of course, the acting and dialogue are still so terrible that I swear this could be AI generated. Through this dialogue, we learn the shocking secret of Kev Min Space-Wee. He is an assassin.
I'm adding a bonus of 8 million to your standard rate of 50, Peter.
Wow. What a hole.
Gee, what gave it away? The fact that he wields a sniper rifle in the YouTube trailer thumbnails? The fact that the trailer showed him using guns? The fact that he took photographs of this woman? The fact that he used an encrypted service for calling his client? The fact that the very poster shows a gun silhouette, him wearing combat armor, and him wielding a pistol? Apparently, the reason the film looks like crap is that it's trying to replicate the neo-noir style. An old school style of film in the modern day. It doesn't work like that. Because the only time I can see it being noir is the bar scene. Everything else could just be shot like a regular movie.
You were drunk.
Check out this lens flare. Check out how Creepshow art is stalking Emily Artful. Check out how Kev Min Space-Wee uses this woman as a tool. How much film do we have left? It keeps going on, man, and on and on. At least Kev Min Space-Wee says the funniest line in the whole movie.
Get the fuck out of here, Brenda. Scram, you whore.
That made me chuckle a bit. How are we not intimidated by this delivery? He was far scared when he played a serial killer in 7. And John Doe wasn't trying to scare us. He was trying to mess with our sanity. That's what made Kev Min Space-Wee all the more horrific. And spoilers for 7, he gets what he wanted. In this movie, he's all bark, but no bite. And yes, he says it.
Before this bark turns into a bite.
I am fully convinced that right now this man is homeless, as he so denies. Jonathan Irons, can you just put a bullet in his brain?
But I won't.
I'm not a monster.
Oh no, Kevin Spacey turned his back on this woman. We should have more drinking. I swear to God, a good chunk of the movie is her drinking because the heroine is an alcoholic. Just because she's intoxicated doesn't mean you have to show it all the time. Maybe a few scenes and that'll be it. But this movie keeps dragging like hell. How did a famous actor fall from grace? Aside from the obvious point. Even if the allegations never came to light, being on an acting leave for 5 years really blacklists you from the big name productions. Would he be an Oppenheimer if he had never been accused by rap? Or would Pixar call him and say, hey, we're making a Buzz Life 2. Electric Boogaloo! That's the film's biggest problem. Besides the acting, direction, dialogue, and editing, the story is fucking boring. Things are not happening engagingly. Characters are just standing around, waiting for the plot to begin until halfway through. We are just seeing characters drinking, doing work, standing around, banging each other, and not once is the plot pushing itself forward. It's like I lost brain cells watching this. I want to roll my brain with mindless action after this. Perfection. I feel like I skipped 90% of the movie, but that's all that it is. Nothing is engaging. I feel like I'm repeating what I said, but that's all that there is. Nothing is happening. This is Nothing, the movie. This should be the worst film ever made that you never heard of. Nothing is remotely entertainingly bad about this. It's just bad and boring. We're in the last stretch with 25 minutes left, so the plot finally starts to happen.
Finally!
Kevin Spacey gets a sniper rifle and stands in broad daylight where the entire world can see him. Such a tactical move.
There you are! I've been so upset!
And instead of shooting the husband, he shoots this other guy. Oh shit, better clear up the evidence.
That was 3 ribs.
Kevin Spacey. You know, why couldn't you anticipate as an assassin? Don't improvise. Basically, follow the guy to a private spot where you want to shoot without being noticed and then eliminate him. Don't just shoot a guy in broad daylight, even if you wouldn't miss.
What the fuck are you doing here?
At least I can say that I remember something from this film after all. Anyway, we cut to some place where we find Kevin Spacey taking a position to kill the real estate agent's husband. The real estate agent arrives at his location to find, I don't know, the repairman? This movie is so bad, I can't even remember the characters aside from the real estate agent, her husband, and Kevin Spacey. Anyway, the repairman gets shot.
God damn it. Had him in my sights 6 times and I've missed.
But why kill him, Kevin Spacey? You had a clear shot at the real estate agent. Is it one of those movies where you can't kill 2 birds with 1 bullet? And then after the real estate agent hides behind in a nearby lodge, Kevin Spacey walks in unarmed and then plays cat and mouse with her.
I'm not here to kill you. If I was, you'd be dead already.
Dude, you're an assassin, Spacey. Walk in with a gun. This allows the real estate agent to jump at him, but Kevin Spacey has a knife.
Let me make it clear.
Why does it have to be a knife? Don't you have a gun, Kevin Spacey? Is the sniper rifle the only one you have? Oh wait, you have a gun. Why not use it? Instead, Kevin Spacey is killed by the woman he told earlier that was a whore. Then she double taps him. Such an anticlimactic ending. The heroes dump the body in the river and wait, why beyond the reason of killing this woman is Kevin Spacey after the real estate agent? We never know. God, I love movies that don't answer the most basic questions. Was this woman the real estate agent who killed Kevin Spacey's client's wife? Was she an asset to them? Maybe a liability? We don't know. All we know is that the client has backups in the form of clones of Kevin Spacey. And then the film ends. Wow, I have not seen a film so bad that it fell into this much obscurity. I have seen similar atrocious films that bombed so hard to release the same year, but this film is so egregiously terrible that you swear I'll be making this one up as a joke.
If you only knew.
But I assure you, this movie is a real film that stars a once beloved actor who couldn't keep it in his pants. This film should be the antithesis of why not all indie films are incredible. It looks like a student film, when said student is a 7th grader with only a DeviantArt level of experience. And I have seen art done on DeviantArt that looks better than this, done by 7th graders. Now, I am gonna say this, whenever a movie is so bad, I am not gonna say I could do better than this, because I am not a writer, director, or even a filmmaker in general. I don't like to put myself on a pedestal on what you can or cannot do for a movie, but what I can do is critique it, and it's shit. Looking back at the trailer, ignoring the fact that I don't remember the explosion in the movie, does this film want to be John Wick, or does it want to be The Killer directed by David Fincher? However, Peter 5A was filmed before The Killer began, and was completed 2 years before the actual films were released. What were they doing for those 2 years? Was Kevin Spacey caught in another scandal? Oh wait, he was, and likely the film being out while he was being charged would be a poor look on said actor. Rapture. Unfortunately though, some people would never learn from this lesson, whether it be TV or film. You know, the allegations Kevin Spacey suffered under while the movie was being completed are more interesting than the movie itself, so let's do it. In 2022, Kevin Spacey was charged by the Crown Prosecution Service, which is the prosecution in England and Wales, with 5 counts of misconduct between 2005 and 2013. Like his allegations against Anthony Rapp, Kevin Spacey has denied these allegations and insisted on pleading not guilty to these charges. Whether or not they were true, 7 more charges were filed against Spacey, alleging that instances like the one stated happened in 2005 to 2013 also happened between 2001 and 2004. These charges were eventually dismissed, but not before Anthony Rapp expressed disappointment with this dismissal. What was Kevin Spacey's lawyer's alleged response to why Anthony Rapp made it up? That Anthony Rapp was simply jealous of Kevin Spacey's success.
You're just jealous of my success. And my cars, and my friends, and my screens.
No.
Regardless of what you or I believe, saying that a person is just simply jealous enough that they make up a story involving assault doesn't seem to be a good look for both parties. Then Kevin Spacey alleged that he was born to a father who was homophobic, and get this, a neo-Nazi.
Very good. You're part of the Reich now.
Is this a Rip Blazkowicz thing in real life? Dude, if we ever get a Wolfenstein movie, we should cast Kevin Spacey as BJ Blazkowicz. It would be both awesome and the funniest shit ever if that were true.
Dankeschön.
But to those who decided against Spacey, that wasn't a good look for him, and people rejected him. To this day, Kevin Spacey is planning on making a comeback in Hollywood. While he isn't homeless in the colloquial sense, he did become a shell of his former self, only going to places around the world where work offers him. While they don't offer him much, it was still work. Another positive note for him, at least, is that several actors spoke out in his defense. This includes Sharon Stone, Stephen Fry, and of course, Liam Neeson.
Kiss my Irish ass.
Oh damn, Liam Neeson of all people?
Just one of those Disney adults.
All Kevin Spacey can really hope is that Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino could call him to give him that comeback. But can the public really forgive him? Some are willing to forgive, as in believing the allegations are false and saying he deserves to come back, while others are not that forgiving. Even if he came out as gay, it'll have a bad taste in the gay community's mouths, and some of his offenses come off as deflecting. I can't imagine how Kevin Spacey could come back from this. I thought he would pull the ultimate Chris Savino move of coming out as a born-again Christian to make a comeback, but it's doubtful that Christians would take him in, considering he's openly gay as he says, and you know how Christians treat homosexuals. There's a part of me that feels bad for him, considering his status now, but I also have to remind myself that this man is accused of allegations of sexual assault by at least over 30 people in the industry. But I'm gonna say this, you can feel pity for a person, but you don't have to show empathy for a person. For someone like Kevin Spacey, maybe justice will be served against him. Maybe he's innocent of the crimes he committed. We don't need to villainize Anthony Rapp or those people who came forward for this. I just wish that everyone involved would just find peace and move on with their lives. Now I should end this video with a final thought. Kevin Spacey is an actor who faces serious allegations. He starred in many movies and shows where he's cast as either the hero or the villain. Considering the allegations against him since these films were either released can leave a bad taste in your mouth. You could separate the art from the artist in these works, but that doesn't mean the work itself is good. And that's the case with Peter 5'8". Not only is Kevin Spacey's performance terrible, but as well as the assassin makes Jonathan Irons would call more likable by comparison. If only we had played as Will Irons instead of some guy voiced by Troy Baker. Man, COD Advanced Warfare is actually a hidden gem now that I think about it. Sure, it still has predictable moments, but that's the point. I remembered those moments. I think the best thing to do right now is to watch Kevin Spacey's older movies instead of Peter 5'8". Can you remember his role in Seven? That was brilliant, but in Peter 5'8", he's just boring. The entire movie was boring. I don't have much else to say at this point, but fuck this movie. Watch some of Kevin Spacey's older movies. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be playing Advanced Warfare again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay out of cringe.
I'm Axel Foley, producer of the new Liam Neeson revenge thriller, Impound.